BALLS space INS exclamation point exclamation point exclamation point. We have done it. Just like in Pokemon Yellow, we have fainted all the legendary Pokemon, and now no one can have them, which is chaos. And we started with Suicune here. Sweet Suicune, water type, loved by many, pretty much all, but we don't want anybody to have Suicune, so what we do is I use each and every one of my Pokemon to help out and taking a bite of health out of our fellow Suicune here so that it can be gone forever from my current save file. The only two legendaries that I could not faint were Ho-Oh and sweet, sly, sneaky Celebi. Because as far as I know, I can't get the Celebi to faint Celebi. And unfortunately, I couldn't faint Ho-Oh because in Pokemon Crystal, you need to catch all 3 legendary dogs in order to obtain the Rainbow Wing from Eugene. But since I did not do that, I went and talked to him at the Celadon Pokemon Center, and he didn't have it for me. He did not go through the dialogue that would successfully give me the Rainbow Wing. Suicune is using a Bumblebee on Feraligatr. Just want you to know that. Deserves a feint for that. You never use a water-type move on a water-type Pokemon. That is just silly. So I did not get the Rainbow Wing. So unfortunately, I can't get to Ho-Oh. I know exactly where Ho-Oh is, but I cannot feint Ho-Oh. Because I figured, why not feint 3 legendary Pokemon instead of just 1? Yes, Ho-Oh is arguably more powerful than the legendary dogs, but not combined. Just more powerful than individually one of them. So there's Eugene. I talked to him now because he's following all the events surrounding Suicune. I'm surprised he didn't have any negative words for me after fainting his beloved Suicune that he was following around and so probably wanted to catch for himself. But it had to be done. Now here we find Entei for the first time. He flees immediately. We wanted to use Mean Look. Next, we find Raikou in the same spot. We also try to Mean Look Raikou, but these legendary dogs are quick. They are fast. So before I can use Mean Look, he flees. But don't worry, now that I've seen both of those for the first time, I can track them via my Pokédex, which I do. And I go back, this seems like a popular spot to find them. So if you want to catch them, you can do that. But what you want to do is feint them. Why? Because we've gone through this entire game and we don't get to use them until after I beat Pokemon Red. I mean, not Pokemon Red, Pokemon Trainer Red. Because they're so elusive. Why can't I have them earlier? Why can't I take on the whole of Kanto region with them? But no, they just choose to be elusive. So if that's the case, they have to feint. Entei has fainted along with Suicune. That's 2 so far. And Raikou is next. And what do you know? In the same spot, over and over and over, hunting here. And we find him. That's the last legendary dog. I said him, but they have no gender. Feraligatr will once again do the trick with Hydro Pump. And I am faster with Feraligatr because I am 29 levels higher, so I better have a higher speed to go first. And Hydro Pump will take Raikou down, no problem. If Raikou had Thunder and used it before me, I would not have been worried because 29 levels higher, I should also survive 1 Thunder. Now, yes, it is cruel to do it to these legendary dogs. I would not do it to a dog in real life because that is unimaginable cruelty. Here is Eugene in the Celadon Pokemon Center. We want the Rainbow Wing from him. He refuses to give it to us. He refuses to give it to us. There's nothing we can do. We fainted all 3 legendary dogs. That's all he says. He says, it's been a while. Yeah, it has. We want something from you. But you're not going to give it to us. So, a last-ditch effort. We know this is not going to work. We go into the Tin Tower. There should be a guy standing right there, one of the sages, but he's not. And then once you talk to him, he sees you have the Rainbow Wing, and then a door will appear right to the right of my character. But both of those things are non-existent. Therefore, we cannot climb the Tin Tower all the way to the roof and catch Ho-Oh. So, that being the case, we're ready to hang up our hat and say goodnight. But before we do, we realize there's one more legendary we can take down to try to satiate our raging hunger for fainted Pokemon. So we talk to this random dude with a receding hairline in Pewter City. He gives us a Silver Wing. Where do we go next? We go to the Whirl Islands. And we go to basement floor level 2. And there she is, or he. No gender for these legendaries. We battle Lugia. In Pokemon Crystal, Lugia's level 60, just like Ho-Oh. Which is no problem, because by now, all of my Pokemon are at level 69. And I'm talking about the ones that I used in my journey, all the way up through the Pokemon League, the Kanto Gym Leaders, and Pokemon Trainer Red. So Lugia is going to be no problem. Gyarados uses Whirlpool. Now, some of you might think Lugia is Water type in addition to Flying type, but you would be wrong. Lugia is actually Psychic and Flying type. So me using a Water type move on Lugia is fine. And Whirlpool is going to take down a little bit of health each turn. But then I forget about the pesky Recover. It's Alakazam all over again in my battle with Sabrina in Gen 1 on my Pokemon Yellow. Indirect moves playthrough. Go check that out. So, I whip out a Waterfall. You saw Hyper Beam in my moveset. You know that's coming. But I just want to take down a little bit of health just to make sure Hyper Beam would take it right out. But Recover is a move that is definitely cherished by this Lugia. No matter, my Hyper Beam should take it out right. I'm 9 levels higher, plus Hyper Beam is one of the most powerful normal type moves, and then it doesn't. And Lugia uses Gust. Now, Gust is a very weak flying type move. I guess later on Lugia learns Aeroblast, which is a much more powerful flying type move. Yet it does have Hydro Pump, but what did I tell you guys? Do not use a water type move on a water type Pokemon. Gyarados is water and flying type, so Hydro Pump can only do a little bit of damage. And a second Hyper Beam will take it down. And I stay at level 69. Thank you for watching. This video is not useful to anyone in the slightest. Balls out.